Marcus. Hello, Brent.
Now recording, and then we'll get going in 3, 2, 1. We're live. You're good to go, Jane.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the September event in our second Pitch for Good series, the Music and Entertainment Edition. This month, we are celebrating an iconic industry in Nashville, one that is deep in our city's history, with a $5.5 billion local impact, providing 60,000 plus jobs in the Nashville area alone. And of course, that's the music and entertainment industry. Also, Nashville is a very entrepreneurial community. So what better way than to bring these two together? And you know what, guys, we're still, even though I don't want to even say it, we're sort of still in a pandemic, and it's been a challenging year, and especially in the music and entertainment industry. But yet at the same time, I always say that's where entrepreneurship really thrives. And we are seeing that, especially in this industry, as you continue to evolve and find new opportunities for growth. And you're going to see that in some of the pitches, or in all of the pitches for today. These founders are on the cutting edge of a new generation of entertainment innovation, and we are so excited for you to hear more about the work that they are doing. We also believe collaboration is a part of the spirit that helps drive Nashville, and this event is a great example of how many people come together to support the entrepreneurial community. First, when all the applications come in, we have volunteers that review all the applications and actually select the finalists that get to present today. At the same time, we have program sponsors that help make it possible. Dell for Entrepreneurs, GP Sources, the Kauffman Foundation, and Launch Tennessee. And then we have people that are willing to give their time and judge, like those that are on our show today. And we are so thankful to have Brent and Marcus and Derek here. So with that, it really does take a village. And we are just so thrilled that you all choose to be a part of ours, and which is the entrepreneurial community. So we are really eager to get this show started. So with that, Brent, over to you.
Thank you, Jane. Hi, everyone. My name is Brent Plummer. I'm the Vice President of Equity, Inclusion, and Community at National Entrepreneur Center. By now, you're probably very sick of seeing my face at Pitch for Good, but I hope you'll bear with me because we have some really awesome companies today, some that were new to me and us in the National Entrepreneur Center. And I'm really excited for you all to get to know them as well if you don't already know them. So a bit of housekeeping as we get things going. You're seeing the phrase Jeremy Raley has started screen sharing there. Jeremy Raley is our fearless program director at the National Entrepreneur Center and the producer of today's event. So when things go smoothly, thank Jeremy for them. When they don't go smoothly, blame the internet. Thank you, Jeremy, for all your hard work to get us here today. Okay, so on to the housekeeping. One, this is a webinar, so you won't be able to talk or share your screen if you're out there as a participant. However, we really encourage you to use the chat to keep things going. It means so much to the entrepreneurs once they pitch to return to that chat and see all your well wishes, questions, inquiries, support. So please do shout out the people as they're pitching and any questions that you may have. This event is being recorded so we can share it in all its glory afterward. If you're interested at all in being able to see past Pitch for Goods or past events that we've had at the National Entrepreneur Center, highly encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. We try to record as much of our content as possible and make it accessible to anyone who may want to see it. Or if you're thinking about entering a Pitch for Good later on, you can check it out, see what the winners have in common, what they've done to be successful. And then finally, I want to cover what an elevator pitch is, if that's an unfamiliar concept to you. So let's say you get into an elevator, and you get into the elevator with one of our judges here, Marcus, Brent, or Derek. You have from, say, floor 1 to floor 20 to convince them of how great your idea is. No slides, no products. You just really want to compel them that you have an awesome market opportunity and a great product or a tool that's going to help you seize on that market opportunity. We try to limit it to about a minute. So as you'll see in the pitches, we give each of the entrepreneurs a minute to share their idea in an elevator pitch. And then to keep things pretty equal, we'll give about 2 minutes for questions from our judges. And I'll keep a timer on that, and I'll try to alert judges to when we have about 30 seconds left for questions. With that, I would love to introduce you to our judges. So we've got some folks who are longtime members of the EC and then some that are newer to us. So first up, we've got Marcus Cobb, and Marcus is a founder and CEO of Jamber. He's a Project Music and Entertainment alumni from back when it was just Project Music. And he also won the Next Awards Entrepreneur of the Year in 2019. Hello, Marcus. Really grateful to see you here. Then we've got Derek Crownover. He's a partner at Loeb and Loeb LLP. And Derek is one of the people who's out there and has been around for a long time in the Nashville entertainment area. He is a Nashville-based attorney in the areas of entertainment, sports, media. And I feel like he's one of those people that artists and entertainers go to in a time of need and in a time of crisis. Like, Derek, what should I do with this money I have and or this jam that I'm in? So Derek, thank you for being here with us. And then finally, we've got Brent Lawrence, who is COO at GP Sources, who is a huge supporter of our Pitch for Good series, and someone, if you've been watching our series in season 2, you've seen before, but we just can't celebrate enough because they do help solve some of those issues where entrepreneurs are like, I have a great idea, great product. I'm not sure how to get it into the hands of the people who want it in a way that is exciting and conveys all the splendor of my product. And I'm not sure about the supply chain things. And so they've helped a lot of our people, including Pitch for Good's big winner last year, Felicia Jackson, who is the inventor and CEO of CPR Wrap. And he also brings years of experience from the nonprofit sector, from development to business strategy. And now, of course, it's on the GP Sources team. So thank you for being here with us, Brent. And we'll get to hear from them a lot more into the questions. So if you're like, hey, why aren't we talking to these cool people? Don't worry, we'll get to hear from a lot of great people and all these good folks as we get going into the pitches. So as I mentioned, each entrepreneur will have 1 minute to pitch, and then judges will have 2 minutes to ask questions and follow up. And then we also have cash prizes. As you all know, if you're starting a business, cash is king, queen, monarch, liege, what have you. So the overall judges winner today will go home with a $3,000 financial grant. And $3,000 can make a huge difference if you're looking to buy like a new piece of equipment or a new licensing fee, or gosh, if you're applying for patent fees, that $3,000 can make a huge dent in that patent fee process, which can be quite expensive. And the audience winner today, which is decided by you, all of our participants at home or at work on the other side of the Zoom screen, you all will get to decide who is the winner of a $1,000 financial grant. And that will be decided by an audience favorite at the end of the pitches. So with that, I don't think I'm forgetting anything, Jeremy, and Jeremy will slack me if I am, but let's go ahead and get going. We're gonna tell you a little bit about the 5 companies that are pitching today. So as you know, this is our music and entertainment edition. So we're highlighting companies that are bringing some kind of innovation in the worlds of music, obviously, and that can include concerts, music distribution, music production, music promotion. We've got entertainment, which if we are, think about the world we've been living in for the past 18 months and all the ways that digital content has crossed our screens and become integrated into our lives. And also anything that's around like, how do we monetize, make, produce, share art with the world? So here are the companies that we have presenting today. We've got Label Radar and CEO Ed Brew, Pass It Down and CEO Chris Cummings, Sign Research, Gordon Droitford will be presenting from Sign Research, The Bridge Agency being presented by Brianna Harris, and Viral being presented by Ajay Band. So those are our 5 companies. I think we're ready to get going. Here we go. We're going to begin, we're going in chronological order. Chronological, what am I saying? We're going in order of last name of the presenters, if I'm not mistaken, with some, actually, I don't know the science and logic.
We're going alphabetical order by company name.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. You saved me.
They're all in the latter half of the alphabet.
I was like, P, pass it down. That can't possibly be our first alphabetical one. Thank you, Jeremy. I know the alphabet, whatever. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna start with Chris Cummings of Pass It Down. Excuse me, I lied. We're gonna start with Ed Brew of Label Radar. Jeremy, I'm reading the script, I promise. I can read, I got an education, can't do it. Here we go. Ed.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
You sound great, and please take it away from me so I can get myself together, good Lord. And you've got a minute, take it away, and then you'll get 2 minutes to answer questions. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ed, the co-founder and co-CEO of Label Radar. It's not what you know, it's who you know. The phrase no doubt applies to many industries, but it is particularly prevalent in the music industry. There are more artists and music than ever before, but the process for sending and receiving music across the industry is utterly disconnected. If you don't have an in, you're left out. We built Label Radar to streamline the whole process and democratize access to key decision makers in the industry, giving equal opportunity to artists around the world, while simultaneously making it easier than ever for decision makers to find exciting new music. We are currently trusted by some of the biggest labels in the world, such as Atlantic Records, Armada Music, and many more. Our user base has grown organically to over 108,000 artists, and the music coming through the platform has seen huge amounts of success, going from obscurity to racking up hundreds of millions of plays, being synced into adverts and video games, and even being used as the anthem to some of the biggest events in the world. As our community will tell you, we connect the dots and get them the recognition they deserve. Thank you.
Ed, fantastic. All right, we've got 2 minutes for you to answer questions about Label Radar. And this does also sound like a really opportune time for something like this to exist, given just how disrupted that whole entire world of industry is. So, all right, judges, I'm going to start the clock for our 2 minutes. Take it away. You can go in any order to ask the questions that you wish.
Great pitch, Ed. My first question is, Label Radar to me sounds like the brand promise is connecting with the label, but in your success traction so far, you're more mentioning plays. Are you also getting artists signed to label deals? Can you explain that connection?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're helping the artists get signed. They can submit one-to-one to the labels that they're interested in specifically, or they can submit one-to-many to make their music available to all the labels on the platform in a kind of early bird gets the worm type of scenario that puts the power back in their hands. So it is our kind of success metric is getting them signed. It's just, we're very proud that a lot of the music that is getting signed is then going on to do really impressive things as well.
So how do you funnel 150,000 artists to about 1,000 labels?
Oh, there's a lot more labels than that. So we started out pivoted into the electronic music industry specifically because that's where our network of relationships is. But we are expanding out beyond that. And I mean, to give you an idea of the kind of market opportunity there, Beatport, which is very much focused on electronic music, sold music for 74,000 independent labels in 2019. So there's a lot of opportunity out there to connect the dots.
Got a question, Ed. Good job on the pitch there. Very good job. And how can you track the A&R person that's listening on the label and how many minutes they've listened to it and what their interest is?
So we don't track their specific activity. It's more done on the basis of they will be receiving the clips from the artist, the tracks, and they will then move it through their workflow as they see fit. The way it kind of all operates is that there's a 30-day guarantee on the artist side. So we say to them, we will get your track heard within 30 days or you get your credits back. Just to clarify the credits system, artists can use the platform entirely for free up to a certain point, because when you remove all the barriers to entry and make accessibility so frictionless, you still have to have something to stop it being this is why we can't have nice things type of scenario, right, where everyone gets spammed and that kind of thing.
Yeah, great pitch. Great pitch. What's the price? How do you work the sales on this?
Sure. So as I said, we monetize on the artist side. They can use the platform for free. However, let's say I've got 5 tracks that I want to send to a bunch of different labels. I can either buy individual credits to make those additional submissions, or I can upgrade to being a pro member, and we have a subscription plan where they get additional perks, where one of the main ones would be that they get to make more submissions, but also when they make submissions as a pro member, they get bumped to the top of that inbox, so they get faster turnaround times and responses on their submissions.
Last question, what percentage of those submissions are getting picked up by A&R teams or labels?
I don't have a percentage to give you on that, sorry.
All right, Ed, thank you so much for sharing about Label Radar. Also,
no worries. Just one thing I can say on that front is we do have a success stories page where you can kind of see all the artists who have had tracks signed and that kind of thing, which it's one of our proudest accomplishments, because when you try and scroll through it, it takes a very long time to get through. So there's plenty of stuff getting signed there.
That's awesome, Ed. Feel free to pop that link into the chat as well.
Yeah, we'll do. Thanks.
Pitches. Thanks so much for sharing about Label Radar with us. It sounds like a really great playing field equalizer for folks who are newer artists. So thank you so much for sharing about it, Ed.
No problem.
All right. Up next, we've got Chris Cummings from Pass It Down. I see he's already on the floor. I love Jeremy is doing the elevating to the stage. Love it, Jeremy. Chris, you ready to go?
Sounds good. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, you sound awesome.
Perfect.
Go for it.
Hey everyone, my name is Chris Cummings and I'm the founder and CEO of Iconic Moments, the first NFT marketplace for the 450,000 museums, archives, and cultural institutions around the world. Museums today desperately need our help. At the start of the pandemic, the prediction was that 15% of the museums in the US would close permanently. By the end of 2020, that number was as high as 33%. Iconic enables cultural institutions to be able to drive revenue, both in the short term and the long term, by being able to create NFTs inspired by their collections and to sell those NFTs on the blockchain. We do this in an eco-friendly way, and we also help cultural institutions increase their digital footprint and drive digital engagement. We just raised $2 million led by Venture South, Cultivation Capital, and Techstars, just to name a few. We already have commitments from some of the world's top cultural institutions with over 1 million moments secured to be able to sell. And we are launching the marketplace officially in December of this year. And we just announced all of this on Tuesday. Thank you.
Chris, huge milestones. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Milestones. All right, I'm going to hand it off to our judges to ask questions. And I imagine some of our folks here on the chat also may have questions about NFTs too. So feel free to add your questions, and Chris, I'm sure we'll be happy to get to them after his pitch. All right, judges, take it away.
I'll go first. So in your NFT platforms, are you able to use US currency and cryptocurrency? Are there options for both?
So to start, for MVP, it'll be just cryptocurrency, but there's lots of good technology that's making the process of being able to do direct purchases through, well, it's not really direct, it's still a transfer, but to start with, it'll be just cryptocurrency.
And in your, do you have a certain other provider? Are you the conduit for the provider? I know there's lots of different NFT providers out there. Do you have a specific one that you like to use, or how do you different? Why wouldn't someone just go directly to the NFT provider? Or are you an expert in between to try to get that piece of artwork into the right
by provider is the question, why are we building our own marketplace versus using another marketplace that's already out there?
Right.
Yeah, a couple of things. So the problem with most of the marketplaces today is there's no curation. If you were to look at OpenSea, you might be one of 25 million NFTs that are out there, and you're competing against every other NFT. 2, there's no context. It's your NFT next to anything else. 3, the NFTs themselves on these marketplaces just show you the NFT, and then they show you the transaction history. They don't tell you the story behind the NFT. They don't tell you the story behind the creator, and they don't talk about the social impact that your purchase will make. So for us, we're really building and curating a community of those that want to support the culture and the arts. We are bringing you NFTs from not just one cultural institution, but cultural institutions around the globe, and building a community that wants to support those and focusing on the storytelling and the experience behind it.
Yeah, I think for me, the trigger was the eco-friendly way. Unpack that a little bit more for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, everyone's hoping for Ethereum 2.0 to come out, right? But in the meantime, fortunately, there's been a lot of new technological advancements and integrations. I think Polygon is pretty exciting, and Polygon really allows for NFT transactions to happen in a low energy, low fee way. And so, we are focused on Polygon until Ethereum 2.0 comes out.
All right, folks, that is the end of our time with Chris. Chris, thanks so much for sharing about Pass It Down. I feel like, for all of us out there who enjoy a good museum stroll, that 33% number is really hard to hear. So
yeah, that number today actually is 37%, believe it or not.
That's really staggering and really upsetting. Museums are like some of the last places you can go to just stroll and enjoy your time. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for trying to address that issue so meaningfully and in a way that's very forward-looking.
Thank you.
All right, Chris. Thank you so much. And we're on to Gordon of Sign Research. Gordon, you look ready to go, my friend.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to hand it off to you. Take it away.
All right, thanks. Music, podcasts, and audiobooks are a major part of a lot of people's lives. When the world switched from physical media like vinyl and CDs to streaming audio, we lost a huge part of the listening experience, the visual side. If you're like me, you hit play on a playlist or podcast and the phone goes right in the pocket, no chance for a deeper connection. That's why we started Sign, a first of its kind dedicated smart display that connects with your streaming audio services to show enhanced listening visual content. We start as a simple digital album artwork display, then flourish into a whole new media channel. Imagine a Taylor Swift album with 100 storytelling artworks instead of just one album cover. Imagine a news podcast with key imagery and infographics. Imagine a graphic novel series that can now make audiobooks. Imagine then being able to buy a limited edition copy of these collections as an NFT to show off to your friends and maybe even sell in the future. The recorded audio industry is big and it's ripe for a change. We are building a new way in enhanced listening that allows storytellers to share the completeness of their work. There is so much more of the story to be told. Thanks.
Gordon, thanks so much. As someone who used to love getting a CD and unfolding that dang booklet, which I've not done in years, this is a beautiful thing to think about. Thank you so much. Judges, 2 minutes, have at it.
I'm going to jump in here. Gordon, great pitch. Love your idea. My question is, you take that booklet that you used to get out of your compact disc or whatever, and you would study that. Who drives those images to sign? Who builds that content? How does it get pushed to your platform?
Right. So right out of the gate, we're looking at DSP connections, and that's people like Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. That drives some of the information. Then there's a whole other marketplace of information, 2 separate companies. One is Jaxsta, that is like the IMDb of music. And then the other one is Rovi, and that's actually where Spotify and a bunch of other companies get their metadata from. The final way is our own marketplace that allows labels, artists, podcast creators, people who own the actual content to start to upload their own. So we'll start with some simple things, but then we move that power into the hands of the creators.
So right now, do you have licensing agreements in place, or are you working on licensing agreements for these images so that they can be populated?
Yeah, so we have relationships with all the major DSPs at this point. We've spoken to all these companies. We have deal memos like out and back and forth, and we're kind of going back and forth on them right now. The biggest thing is landing on pricing, and kind of the base model that comes free as far as what the software is. The hardware itself obviously is one of the revenue sources. The second one is subscription of this enhanced content, and then the final revenue stream is through the NFT sales of the collections. But yeah, still working on those license deals, and the music industry moves nice and slow. So
what's the hardware play?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the main piece of this, is that this is actually one of the devices, but it is a 19-inch 5:4 ratio display. That is a major part of this whole thing, because the platform is one thing, but the hardware, the fact that it's dedicated, the glance mentality
This is a physical product. This is a physical product you're selling.
Exactly. It's a dedicated LCD display. Yes.
That changes everything for me. You got to talk
about it. Yeah, and where would that product sit most of the time in your ideal situation as a company?
You're saying like, where would it sit?
Yeah, who would you sell it to, and where would it sit?
Yep. So the laser focus for MVP is the Sonos customer, primarily because number one, Sonos is an aggregator of all these DSPs like Apple Music, Tidal, whatever. Second, they have a lot of customers, and third, they already are huge fans of the project. And the head of engineering kind of annoys me daily on when we can get this thing to market. And the main thing is that the Sonos customer psychographic and demographic is very similar to what this is, because the average Sonos customer is used to spending anywhere from $300 to $600 on a product, and they have between 2 and 4 products per home. So it's kind of the ideal companion to all things Sonos.
I know we're out of time, Brent, but I got to ask, at the same time with Sonos, they're having a huge problem because it's physical, right? So as technology updates, they had a lot of backlash when they tried to move everyone to Sonos kind of 2.0. Are you concerned about just the challenges? Because physical product is 1,000 times harder than just software alone. Are you concerned about that? And do you guys have background in physical product delivery?
Yeah, so we have part of the squad. There's some people on that specialize in that kind of thing and have done that in the past. But yes, I know that so far already it's proven to be extremely challenging. But the thing about it is that there's fewer and fewer people in the startup world doing hardware. So there's a lot of openings there, but also too, Sonos is a $5 billion company. So they may be having some backlash, but the main reason they had backlash is because they stopped supporting their first version. Then they went back on that. They said, never mind, we're actually going to support that. So I see a lot of vision here to be really big, not to mention the smart speaker market is supposed to be 15 billion in 2025. So
Awesome, thanks.
there's some room. Thanks.
Whoa, that's interesting. I first of all, Gordon, you really know your industry extremely well. So thank you for sharing what you know with us. Like, I feel enlightened right now. And I'm glad that you're aware of obviously the challenges that exist and that creates an opening. So thank you so much, Gordon.
Thanks.
And also loving the end rainbows behind you. That's a nice album to just put on and rock out to. Just let the day go by. But let it loop, baby. All right. Gordon, great to talk to you. Thank you so much. Great questions, judges. All right, Brianna, you are on the screen. All right, you ready to go?
Yes, y'all can hear me.
Yeah, you sound awesome. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, start whenever you're ready.
All right. Have you ever given up on a dream? Not because you lost the passion, but because it felt unattainable due to a lack of resources and accessibility? Unfortunately, many young people with the desire to work within the music and entertainment industry are faced with this dilemma often, with some of the most desirable internships being in major cities offering little to no pay. No one should have to forego their career aspirations because they can't afford to chase their dreams. And that is where the Bridge Agency steps in. The Bridge Agency is a company designed to match passionate individuals with an opportunity to make their goals a reality through providing internship, mentorship, and networking opportunities. It is our goal to partner with some of the entertainment industry's heavy hitters and independents, helping and recruiting individuals who would traditionally be overlooked in their recruiting process. Why should someone have to reimagine their dreams when you can help make them a reality? Investing in the Bridge Agency is an investment in the future of music and entertainment. Let's provide those opportunities together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brianna. I had not thought about this issue of talent development and kind of matching people to opportunities / that unpaid internship game. How is that still a thing? What are we doing? Appreciate this solution very much. All right, I'm going to hand it off to the judges to ask their questions.
Well, this is huge in South Korea right now. This is how bands and things like BTS come about. They have these early stage camps where you can connect your dream in its early stages, and they help you develop the talent all the way through. And it's outside the label ecosystem. It's a huge industry there, and I think there's always been opportunity for it in the States for what that's worth and abroad. So it might be just the perfect time for it.
Brianna, great job. I have a question though. How do you differentiate yourself from I'd say a placement company like Indeed? Again, I know that it's a internship, but eventually you really are kind of trying to place them into a job, right? So I think my question is, it's a lower level of Indeed, maybe. Is that what it is or not?
No, so actually the difference is that instead of like a recruitment agency where it's like we make commission or like our goal is just to put people, this is that we go out and we would partner with organizations that traditionally do have these unpaid opportunities, or they might say, hey, we pay, but you got to provide your own travel. You got to provide your own way of staying here. And so we partner with them to help come up with a solution to be able to help those individuals afford that internship. And so it's not necessarily a placement thing, like there's still an application process. You have to prove that you want to be a part of this. And in addition to that, we also provide additional networking opportunities. And so whether it's seminars, mentorship opportunities, shadowing opportunities. And so the overall gist is just that we're providing these opportunities to people who would otherwise have to give up on wanting to work in the industry because they can't afford to go to New York for a summer for an unpaid internship. And so we're helping to fix that problem by sourcing them in a sense, but it's not for our own gain. It's to help somebody else to be able to, imagine their dreams without money being a barrier or access being a barrier.
Brianna, does the organization pay for that, or do you go get third-party funding for that?
The goal is to have sponsorship, and so gaining additional sponsorships through outside organizations and corporations, but also building relationships with those orgs. And so maybe they have an intern who is specifically there from the Bridge Agency, and so they help to pay for their experience, even if they're not doing it for all the interns. And so either building a partnership with the specific org or through outside sponsorship opportunities and funding.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. So how does the Bridge raise its funds, right? How do you generate revenue? And then is there a for-profit and a nonprofit side of this too?
Yeah, so this is a party of one right now. And so this is basically a brainchild, but the goal is to become a nonprofit and eventually reach out. So for like I have experience, like I know how to grant write, and so writing for grants, but also looking for partnership proposals and reaching out for those who might want to partner and sponsor us as an organization.
Already?
This isn't a question,
Go ahead.
Brandon, hit me up afterwards, but I'm on the board for Music Biz, and I think we're doing some things around internships across the music industry. So just byline, hit us up or ask one at the EC how to get in touch with me, and I'll introduce you to Portia, who runs Music Biz. She's amazing.
Definitely will be reaching out to you. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Brianna, great work.
And
Yeah.
Brianna,
Derek, go
I'll
ahead.
give you another one too. If you remember the running back for the Rams, Isaac Bruce, or the wide receiver, he has a foundation to help athletes who are traveling to different places looking at scholarships possibly, or different opportunities. And that's his foundation to help different athletes either integrate back into the working world or get an opportunity with the minor leagues or with something else. So food for thought, he might be helpful too.
What did you say his name was again? I know my phone.
Isaac Bruce. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The greatest show on turf. So yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there's a bajillion people who want to help with what you're doing, Brianna.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's gonna be no shortage of opportunities, and definitely think about the business model, of course, of the for-profit, nonprofit. It can all make so much. It can make everything kind of change. Not that you asked for my advice, just like yeah. And I'm glad you have grant writing experience. So I think that's going to help you tremendously in the early stages. Thank you so much. That was our second to last pitch from the Bridge Agency, and I'm going to bring up Ajay Bam of Viral, which is our last company to pitch. We're so ahead of schedule right now. Hope you guys can feel the forward momentum. We're on like a bullet train of elevator pitches right now. Ajay, bring us home.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you do. You sound great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll start. So thanks, everyone. I'm Ajay Bam, CEO and co-founder of Viral. So Viral is a fan video discovery, insights, licensing, and content marketing platform to help brand marketers increase revenue and find new customers by leveraging authentic fan video content such as reviews, reactions, inspirations, unboxing, and more, all enabled by Viral's award-winning in-video search engine. So the problem that we're solving is that consumers are now creating and consuming video content before and after they shop on 30+ platforms in 89 languages. So if someone watched or made a great review reaction, the artist and the brand would love to know it happened and leverage the review for product marketing. So Viral helps make sense of massive amounts of video data on multiple platforms to make it useful and searchable. So with revenue from customers like Revlon, Google Android, Dapper Boy, and 40+ customers, we're pursuing a $7 billion opportunity and closing our seed round led by head of Google Shopping, head of AI at Pinterest, and many, many more awesome investors. So in summary, Viral is a Google for fan video, and we're also one of the very few companies in the world that can Google inside the video as well for video insights and video commerce. Thank you. That's Viral.
Ajay, thank you. Also love those glasses, man. Those are dope. Yeah, I'm like I haven't seen a rectangular pair of glasses in a minute, and they're hitting. All right, I'm gonna hand it off to our judges to ask some questions about Viral, this Google for fan video. I love that description of it, Ajay, at the very end there. It's a great way to nail the pitch.
Thank you.
All right, judges, have at it.
I'll let everybody else. I've got some questions if you want me to go first.
I was waiting for Brent to go this time. He's been so patient for the last ones.
Yeah, go ahead, Brent. You're on mute.
Yeah. How long you been working at this?
Yeah, so about 4 years now.
Okay.
So we're solving some very interesting and useful AI problems. So what makes us very unique and special, Brent, is that we're able to match millions of videos on YouTube to the entire music product catalog or the artist catalog or the merchandise catalog by product, category, brand, person, hashtag, and competitor. And then once we match, we parse the audio, text, and images together to analyze the video in 9 dimensions. So sentiment, topic, scene, demographic, diversity, brand safety, trends, engagement, and keywords. And so we're helping brand marketers rate and rank all the video content. And so the key problem we're solving is video search. So for brands, we're helping them find the top 10 reviews, reactions that people are posting on multiple platforms. And for customers, we're built a widget where customers can instantly search inside the video. And let's say you're looking for a particular lyric or words, or we're buying the same product, but you're looking for leather seats, I'm looking for acceleration. You can instantly search inside the video. So we take you inside the video where the feature is being discussed or what you're looking for, and you can instantly make your purchase decisions. So how do you really do in-video search at scale is really the key problem to video commerce that we have started with and we have solved.
So it sounds, sorry guys, it sounds like to me that you're doing something that I've not heard of, right? So you can literally search within the content that you're in currently, whatever that platform is.
Absolutely. So you can instantly, once we rate and rank the content, it's analyzed, you can instantly search the videos. And this is the key, right? No one has the time to watch video. So if there are 20 videos on a page and, and it's 20 videos from an artist, perhaps I'm interested in going inside the video and looking for something particular that might get me excited. So, and this could even be merchandise video as well. Any video, really. We make it searchable and useful at scale, massive scale.
Well, I think it's a very investable idea, but answer more directly for me. How is this doing good in the world in your mind? Like, what's the altruistic impact you see?
Yeah, so ultimately we're helping customers make informed purchase decisions. And informed purchase decisions, you can think of it in many different ways. Everything from reducing clutter to waste, to really understanding what other customers are saying about the product and brand. So I would say that it's really helping customers really understand what they're getting into, what they're buying into. And then, of course, capturing a lot of insight and feedback from the customers, so the brand marketeers and can really improve their product and service and whatever that is.
So, is it Ajay or AJ?
Yeah, it's Ajay. Yes.
Ajay.
Thank you.
Great pitch, great concept. When you are bringing in video content and analyzing it, how fast is the process for you? And then what comes out of that? Like, what metadata comes out of that, and how much? Like if you said, I'm going to have a music video with Katy Perry, and I want to find out who made that dress, or what content really comes out of that video when you get it in there? How fast can you process video to video?
Okay, so the ROI is brands see the ROI usually within 4 hours. So once the product, artist, whatever the name is added on the dashboard, the system will go look for a new video. So we look for new videos twice a day because that's usually the frequency with which we find new content. It's instantly matched through millions of videos. So you'll see the instant matching as soon as you add the product name or whatever you're searching for. And then within 24 hours, we actually provide the entire analysis of the video, and we make the entire video useful and searchable. So today we're doing 25,000 videos a day with our customers. And as we continue to add more customers, we want to get to 1 million videos a day. And that, to be honest, is simply a matter of scale of building the infrastructure. And we're already building that. Now, to answer your question about what kind of metadata we generate. So we not only analyze the title and description, but we're actually analyzing what's inside the video. So I'll start with the first set of data that we wrote, sentiment analysis. Very useful. We're able to do the sentiment analysis of the audio. So you convert audio into transcripts, sentences, and keywords. So for the first time, brands can understand at scale all the positive and negative comments that people are making about their product or brand, right? So sentiment analysis is one of the very key important things for our customers. Second is brand safety. So we use both natural language processing and computer vision to flag the video for nudity, foul language, and minors. And we do this at scale. The third important thing is demographic data. So literally within minutes, we can show you all the demographic data of your fans by age and gender and more. Diversity. So we look at language, country. Depending on the context of the product, it could be, for example, in the merchandising world, it could be the size of the product, right? So we analyze the diversity. Then we get into engagement, how is the video performing online, all the key. So, there's a lot of data. I mean, I would say 80 plus data points for every single video. So it's crazy the amount of data that there is and how much you can capture from video. And really at the end of the day, what video is doing for customers, for shoppers, is it increases brand trust by 20x because you can see the product, the person, the emotions inside the video, and it cuts down on review fraud, right?
Have you patented this, some of these processes so far?
Absolutely. So we have 4 patents in the works. The first is already filed. And I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's not about face recognition, but it's about what you can do with face recognition in the context of commerce. So for example, with the first patent is we can actually make recommendations on how to improve the content based on diversity and demographic data that we're discovering from your existing content. And we can help you optimize and maximize your revenue and finding new customers by making recommendations and even suggesting what kind of creators you should be creating this content from. So absolutely, we have so first patent is already in the works, and there's 3 more. We've already written them up, and I already have previously 5 issued patents. My co-founder Barbara has 17 issued patents as well. So we're very, very solid both on the patent and technical and on the product side.
How much are you guys raising?
So we're raising a $2 million round. 1.9 million is already closed in the bank. And we have some top investors, the head of Google Shopping, the head of AI at Google, the SVP of e-commerce at Salesforce, the head of AI at Pinterest, the CTO of Airbnb.
That's enough. We're good. Sorry, Ajay.
Ajay.
We're just running behind on time. I love it.
You're killing me.
It's hard to.
It's
I
not
want to know all
Ajay,
these things
It's
too.
Ajay.
Ajay,
Ajay.
what the heck? First
Thank
of
you,
all,
thank you.
stop being so successful.
I don't think you need our pitch for good grant. Ajay, you can just drop off, man. Thanks.
You're talking yourself out of the money, Ajay. Thank you so much. Obviously, we have a million questions about this, as I'm sure all of us do. On serious note, Viral sounds awesome. Thank you, Ajay.
Good job.
And all of our pitchers today, you all crushed. And I hope everyone learned a little bit about a different segment of the music entertainment industry. I know I always find it super enlightening to see these pitches for any industry, but in particular, I think we all engage with entertainment, we all engage with music, but lifting that veil to see all the little things that go behind it can be really empowering as a consumer, but also super, super fascinating. So just to reiterate the 5 folks who pitched today, we had Label Radar with Ed Brew that was working to connect artists, independent artists with labels and to get their music promoted and to get it out there into the marketplace. Pass It Down with Chris Cummings is trying to preserve and digitize and move into the 21st century, the museum model, and save a lot of these images and artifacts from museums that are really vulnerable right now. Then we have Sign Research, Gordon Dreitford, that is working on making the experience of experiencing music and albums, going back to a space where we can engage with the liner notes, the art, and the millions and millions of pieces of ephemeral art that come along with an album in a hard text space and filling that space really well. And we've got the Bridge Agency, Brianna Harris, and Bridge Agency is trying to connect people, young people who have aspirations to join the media or entertainment world, media, music, or entertainment world, but there's huge gaps for them to take advantage of those opportunities by bridging the gap for transportation, pay, lodging, so on and so forth to get them to those opportunities. And then finally, Ajay Bam of Viral, that is gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like Ajay said it was Google for fan video, basically a super data intuitive and metadata mining company to try to understand more about fan video, organic content and video, so that brands can get closer to understand their fans and fans can get closer to trusting their brands. All right, those are our 5 companies. You get to vote. As a reminder, the audience favorite today is going to walk away with a grand in their pocket. The judges are also working right now to put in their scores. So judges, feel free to ignore everything I'm saying right now and just focus on them scores, because y'all are the real stars right now and get to decide so much. I also want to take this moment while we are getting our judges scores in and the audience is voting, just to shout out again some of the sponsors that Jane mentioned at the top. GP Sources, who's here in town, a locally owned business here in town. If I'm not mistaken, there's about 20 employees, just under 20 employees, but I could be wrong. After talking, I got a chance to actually speak with the CEO, Jeremy Lee, at a McWhorter Circle event last month that we put on, and Jeremy's like such a charismatic and awesome person. But we got Kristen here. I know Jeremy's bringing Kristen to the stage, and Kristen's been able to be part of so many of our Pitch for Goods. Kristen, are you on? Are you out there? Jeremy, is she able to join us?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can. How's it
Oh,
going?
good. Yes,
We're like
we
old
do.
friends now.
I know. I've never met in person, but we
Never
get to
met in
talk.
person. We meet
So
on the
it's-
internet. How
So-
are things going? Tell us about GP Sources. What's going on in y'all's world?
So GP Sources, I just wanted to say we do have an office just north of Nashville, in Madison area. We just built a new building, and at some point we're going to have a grand opening ceremony. But we also actually have an office in Shenzhen. So we've got some employees that are overseas. So GP Sources does product development, design, sourcing, contract manufacturing, as well as importing. So our China office helps with just the QC process, having feet on the ground to make sure that everything is up and up, so that when we help take care of our entrepreneurs and take their products from concept to creation, that everything is good. So thank you for having us be a part of the event. If anyone wants to reach out, it's Kristen@gpsources.com.
I'm going to put that in the chat, Kristen. Kristen with 2 eyes, gpsources.com. And it's one of those things that you don't know you need until all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know exactly how I want this to look polished. I want this to look more polished and refined. I don't know where to get this material, complex plastics and polymers and things like that. You just don't even, it can be a mind-blowing experience. So having someone to walk you through it is just really invaluable, let alone y'all really dig in and become product fans and super fans of a lot of the products and really champion of the entrepreneurs.
Yes.
That was really special.
And I think these entrepreneurs, they're inventors and they're creators. So us being able to partner with them and take care of the part that is unfamiliar is really very helpful. So
completely agree.
Good luck to all the presenters today. You guys did incredible pitches.
Yes, and y'all please do reach out to GP Sources. We're huge fans. I hope y'all do have that grand opening soon, not far from y'all and very deep in Inglewood. So hope to be up there at that grand opening. So congrats. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you to GP Sources, Brent for judging. And then I know we've got another person out here from one of our participants. So I'm going to jump to Launch Tennessee and then we'll come back to Dell. So have we got Chris Hatch on the line? Star of the world, Chris Hatch.
Hey, Brent, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing, my friend? What's new?
All is well. All is well. Just excited to see you guys continue this wonderful, wonderful series. I love getting to join these and see the great companies that pitch. So kudos to you guys and all the companies that pitched.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chris, y'all should know Chris Hatch is a musician and entertainer himself, someone who knows the music business well. I think your whole family is involved in the music business. Some of you and your dad have been involved. And yeah, y'all know the industry. And Chris also is here as a representative of Launch Tennessee, which if you haven't heard of, where have you been? Launch Tennessee is a statewide consortium that represents kind of the conduit between the state economic and community development office, which oversees all of our state's initiatives around making sure we have a really vibrant, inclusive, thriving economy, particularly around our small businesses and startups. Launch Tennessee takes that kind of vision and specifically addresses how are we supporting startup activity around the state. So they're actually a big time backer of the National Entrepreneur Center in addition to 7 other entrepreneur centers around the state. As well as like mentor networks. I'm kind of doing your pitch, but let me pause. Chris.
No, I was going to let you go. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic.
But Launch Tennessee is just like kind of behind the scenes, quietly doing amazing things to support startups around the state. But anything new happening for you all? I know that you guys just announced some of the folks who are recipients of your impact fund, or if you want to tell us about what you do, Chris.
Yeah, totally. And Bryn, we'll talk later about you moonlighting as our new spokesperson. But but yeah, things are moving pretty fast over here. We do have a small fund that we invest out of into Tennessee-based companies. So always want to highlight that opportunity for any of the companies and startup founders who are on the call. Definitely feel free to reach out to our team if you're looking for funding for your next round. We do pre-seed and seed stage investments, and some Series A too. So we'd love to chat with any of the companies on the call. and a lot of other interesting things happen around the house. I think the best way to stay in touch with the great opportunities that exist within the organization and around the state are to sign up for our newsletter. You can do that at launchtn.org and just slide down to the bottom of the page, and we would love to keep in touch with you guys.
Thank you so much, Chris. Yeah, truly can't recommend getting involved in Launch Tennessee enough, especially if you're someone who's here in Nashville and you might have a pretty Nashville-centric perspective. It's unbelievable all the things happening across our state, like the medical devices and product goods coming out of Chattanooga, logistics innovations coming out of Memphis. Even there's so much energy and biotech happening on the eastern side of our state that is just really exciting. So please check them out. And really grateful to have you all as a supporter and sponsor. We are launching, if anyone's ever heard of it, we have a program at the National Entrepreneur Center called Twende, which is a program for Black and Latinx founders of tech businesses, tech-enabled businesses and tech startups. So mostly people who are pre-revenue if they're a tech startup, or if they're a tech-enabled business at about 15K or above in revenue. And it's been limited to Nashville, but in conjunction with Launch Tennessee, we're actually expanding that and just opened applications yesterday to entrepreneurs across the state of Tennessee. And it's a virtual first program. So if you're in Johnson City and you want to grow your startup in Johnson City, because Lord, ain't it cheaper than Nashville, then you can do that, right? If you're in Tennessee, if you're in Knoxville and you want to connect with an entrepreneur starting something similar who's also Black or Latinx in Memphis, we can do that. So we're really excited about that. And we couldn't do it without Launch Tennessee and the connectivity that they've driven across the state. And then just two other sponsors I want to call out, because I do think it's important to name the people in our community that are supporting small businesses and startups. Dell for Entrepreneurs, who's a huge supporter of ours and has been there for us, including including the staff of the National Entrepreneur Center. I'm sitting here looking at my Dell provided by Dell for Entrepreneurs right now. And then I also really want to shout out the Ewing Marion Kaufman Foundation. One, great research into entrepreneurship and where we've gleaned so many of our ideas about how to pivot and really support entrepreneurs. And then two, they have supported Pitch for Good from the very beginning, and they're part of a big part of the reason why we're able to provide a cash prize to entrepreneurs, in addition to GP Sources, Launch Tennessee, and Dell for Entrepreneurs. So shout out to all of them. I'm getting chats right now that tell me that we've got a winner, and I'm very excited to announce this winner. I actually want to hand it off to Jeremy to announce the winner, because he does the best drum roll. And for some reason, I've never genetically been able to do a great drum roll. Probably the biggest disappointment of my elementary school life. Jeremy, do it for us, my friend.
Sorry, my Zoom was freaking out a little bit. So can everyone see the screen?
Yes, I see the drum.
You see the drum, you don't hear the drum yet. So we're gonna go first. This is the judge winner. This was voted the top by Marcus, Brent, and Derek. And then we'll do the crowd favorite after that. As a reminder, the judge winner will walk away today with a $3,000 financial grant, the crowd winner with a $1,000 grant. And a quick note for all the presenters and all the judges. We're gonna do a photo after this, a screenshot. So right after we announce, I'm gonna bring up everyone so we can get a quick photo, and then we'll be done for the day. So first, without further ado, who we have for the Entrepreneur Judge winner of Pitch for Good Entertainment Edition is the Bridge Agency, Brianna.
Congratulations, Brianna. Congratulations,
Brianna,
Bridge Agency.
Congratulations. We're going to bring you up on stage. No speeches, just celebrations.
Just faces.
Is Brianna still with us? Oh no, I don't see her. Okay, well,
there she is.
Up we have.
She's
oh, there.
promoted.
Okay. Hey, Brianna.
Hey.
Congratulations.
It's a party at the
And
Bridge Agency today.
we have
She said
next.
she's a team of one. That 3,000 could go a long way for a party of one.
And then up next, the crowd. You guys spoke. The winner of $1,000 financial grant. Label Radar. Eduardo. Come to the stage, collect your prize. And with that, we're also going to go ahead and also bring up Ajay. We're going to bring up Chris, because everyone did such a good job. We're going to bring up Gordon.
Yeah, people did an amazing
As
job
everyone's
today.
getting
I know
on,
this had to be hard to pick.
Someone on our team will, once everyone gets on, we'll do a quick smile and we'll get a photo. congratulations to all the presenters. I know
Truly.
it takes a lot to try and nail down your messaging in 1 minute, and to do that in
It's
front
really
of an
nice.
audience, even though it's virtual, can be a scary thing. So congrats on making it to this stage and for continuing on your ventures. Hopefully there's some supporters in the crowd or even in the mix of the judges that will be able to help your business out. So I'm going to let Shelby and Riley kind of get ready to do a quick screen grab. I'm going to stop this share really quick just so we're all here. And on the count of 3, give your best face or pose and we'll get the photo. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we got it.
I just want to say
Marcus-
too, Jared,
Marcus,
just real quick,
appreciate it.
guys. That was a hard show.
Yes.
There's winners today, but there were no losers today. Every single business, I've done a lot of pitches, and sometimes it's deflating when you feel like you gave a really strong pitch, but you didn't win.
Yeah.
Don't be. You guys, that was really, really impressive business models today, man. I'm blown away. So I can't wait to see what you guys do next, for real.
Yeah, I think every single one of you guys have something that is very viable. There was not one thing that I went, that's not going to work. I think you guys have chances with everything. I think it's just more about how do you put it in play, right? You know,
Yeah.
and keep pitching. I mean, because that's the way you get better, right? You got to crystallize your messaging and then work on your efficiencies and work on execution. There's all these different things as an entrepreneur you have to do. And this is just one of them. But, you know, it really probably helped you get better. It's like my son playing baseball. You got to play in a real game. You got to play in a real game. And that's what you did today. And I think every one of you guys performed really well. It was really hard, honestly, very hard.
One
Can't
note is
agree
that
more.
we will be following up with a blog post that will list out the teams, kind of recap the event. So and we'll send it out to whoever attended today. So that way, if there are follow-ups or ideas, half of the reason why entrepreneurs pitch is to get the message out and call for support. So if you're in the audience and you see an opportunity for any of these teams, whether it's a mentor connection, a customer connection, a potential team member, or anything, these founders would love to hear from you. So be on the lookout for that follow-up in your email. I'm going to kick it over to Bryn really quickly just to maybe give 1 or 2 quick announcements and close us out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want to echo everything that was said by Marcus and Derek. Like, at this point, Jeremy, how many pitch for goods have we done? Like 11, 12? And these were probably the strongest batch of collective pitches that we've seen. And so I don't know how our judges decided today, but I'm really grateful that I got to learn about what each of you do. And I really do, I can't say it enough, like people who are watching this and are like, oh, that's a cool concept. I want to get to know that person. Please reach out, follow them on LinkedIn, share their stories. There's so many ways to support a startup, especially a startup that is in its early stages, beyond being, a voter or what have you. You can share them on LinkedIn. You can follow them on LinkedIn, their socials, talk about what you saw today, especially if it's something that's new to you. The likelihood that someone who follows you, it's going to be new to them is really high. So please do share it and support all the startups in your community. If you're one of them, if you're someone who's starting a startup, wow, it's not easy. And I'm thinking about you, we all are. And I just want to thank all of you watching. I'm so glad that you came and joined us today. I hope that this was a fun tune in over your little lunch hour. And please join us for the next one, which, Jeremy, what is our next Pitch for Good? You have it in front of you?
So the next one is actually a part of the analytics conference that is put on by the National Technology Council. It will actually be in person, the first ever in-person Pitch for Good. But if you are in the Nashville area, do have a platform that is analytics for data or AI, go to our website, ec.co, and then there's a Pitch for Good link and you can kind of get more information on there, and it'll be live and in person and direct. And AWS is sponsoring, so there might be some little credits involved, but
you don't say.
More info to come.
The Amazon Web Store credit, it's not a joke. Thank you again to our judges. Thank you to everyone who pitched. If you're not already involved with the EC, please head to our website, ec.co, to find out more about what we're doing. We've got applications open for Twin Day. If you're a Black or Latinx tech founder out there in Tennessee, applications open for InFlight if you're scaling a business in Nashville. And we've got our next awards happening a month from the 25th on October 25th. So we busy, y'all busy. Let's meet in the real world when we can safely. Everyone enjoy your day, and thank you so much. Talk soon, everybody.
Thanks, Bryn.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Shelby, for your production help.
Thanks, everyone.
Great
It's a
job,
great day.
Brent. See you, Mark. It's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, guys. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Cheers.
Bye.